What's up, guys? You guys are quiet. What's going on? It's a Monday. Depressed. Tired? You had the whole weekend to sleep.
We're not tired. We're already bored.
You're already bored?
Yeah. I did it. And I'm sad the weekend's over.
Ace, weren't you the kid that asked me to send your mom an email about your home? Okay. I thought I was making that up there when you sent me that email back. I was like, I'm just doing what you asked me to do. All I said was he copied down his missing assignments and he's supposed to turn them in. That's all I said. Did your mom give you like a 3rd degree or something?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you chose that for yourself.
What? How?
Because you asked me to send an email. You said,
Well, no,
Mr.
send
C.
an email that I did it because I turned it into the home.
No. When you wrote down that thing, you said, and then can you send an email to my mom that I've asked for my homework? And I go, yeah, I can do that. It just took me 2 days to do it. And it turns out by the time I sent the email, you'd already turned it in. So that was the part that I didn't. I didn't realize you turned your stuff in. Hey, how are you?
But please send the email that I did because I want bragging rights.
Does she check Power School at all?
Yeah, she does.
Well, then she'll see it in Power School.
We'll put this on my desk.
That was left in your desk. What did you do? Stay off your bike. You only got so many body parts you can
Listen,
break.
it wasn't a bike this time.
What was it?
Scooter.
A broomstick.
A broomstick. All right, Harry Potter, stay off your broomstick.
It was a metal broomstick. I broke it in half and I was throwing it around.
I'm trying to think of when was the last time I had a kid like you in class. I had a girl maybe like 4 years ago, and in the course of 1 year, I think she broke 6 bones.
No, I got 4.
And that's not a challenge. You got stitches this time?
Yeah. I cut my hand open.
Okay, so maybe you're going for the record for how many stitches in a year?
Yeah, so I think I'm at just as 14.
All right. What's up?
Okay, so a couple years ago, I was my dear bike, and me and my friend were racing each other, and I broke 6 ribs.
Nice.
You broke 6 ribs?
6 ribs? That's pretty impressive.
I know, I fell in the ditch, but we were good.
I've only ever broken.
A lot of times when you break ribs, you also puncture your lung too. It can be a dangerous
I was trying
thing.
to get rid of it, but the doctor said it was okay.
Yeah.
No, I broke my hand last year.
You broke your hand?
I can't write with this.
I broke.
All right, e-learners, if you're wondering what we're doing, I started class a little bit early, just in case some of you are live today. So I wasn't sure if anybody would show up. So I started recording early. So you'll get to hear the pledge today. This is period 1.
I broke, fractured, and dislocated both my arms at the same time.
It was one of those Superman things where you're, yeah, that happens.
I was riding my bike, and it was like up these dirt hills.
You're supposed to do like one of those tuck and roll things, but nobody remembers
I
that.
didn't think of
Your
it.
hand.
Depends on where you
Or
go.
I could have tried doing a roll. You know, like how they do in parkour.
Right.
They're jumping.
Where are your stitches at?
Hello.
Hello, Ely.
Hello, children.
No one's online right now, so
Hi.
it's just us.
Look at my hair. It's amazing.
Dang it, I really wanted to do something.
Yeah, I finally got one of those. Maybe.
What did you do to your hair?
Good.
Yes.
Did you cut it? That's so pretty.
Or someone else. Did you do it yourself? Or you got somebody else? Well, you literally said, I cut my hair.
14 down, 100 more.
What is actually what actually happened?
Ace, just stare at the
Did you cut your hair?
Yes.
Like you purposely did it?
No.
That's what happened.
A broomstick.
Did it snap?
No, it was a metal broomstick. He was throwing it around after he snapped it in half.
How do you snap a metal broomstick in half?
Hit it with a tree really hard.
Were your parents mad at you?
No. You're like, you idiot.
Yes, they were mad at you. Yeah, I guess. Well, my beats were. Stop messing around with this stuff.
No.
Around.
No.
My beats were.
That's not.
Really? Yeah, then, I think I'm messing with people.
That's fine.
Can I put a stick
Do you have a highlighter or anything?
No. I got 14 stitches and a broomstick.
Sounds good.
Can I put a
Wow, that
sticky
is so
note
sad.
on that bag,
That
put
is
the
so
face on
sad.
it, and then turn it to the camera. We did it on the gym. I was thinking of trying to sticky note over the camera.
Oh, I was like, how are you recording?
Guess what I did for homework by accident?
Hi, children.
I did page 34. I had to restart.
Well, at least you figured it out.
You
Yeah.
know, when my dad told me I was on the wrong page, that's how I knew.
Because if he wasn't wearing pants, he'd be in his underwear right now. We would all be
He
shocked.
always wears the same thing every day. Wednesday.
No, this is the second.
You talking
No,
about?
this is like
You talking about why is he in long pants? Because it's 42 degrees outside.
I woke
I
upstairs.
don't care.
I woke up and in my bedroom, my mother turned the fan on.
It's actually
and it was,
46 right
and it
now.
was 54 degrees whenever I woke up. In my
My
bedroom.
house is my room.
I like it when it's cold.
I like it when it's my
Really?
house.
I'd rather be shivering than sweating. Either.
My room is so full at night because I'm the only one that is downstairs. Everybody else is upstairs and it's really hot up there. So my mom so she's really hot. So she cranks the AC.
Do you have any other brothers or sisters?
Yes. And I get up.
It's like
It's like 54.
Aren't we correcting the one from Friday?
Yes.
I like it when it's less than like. I like it when it's less than 45, and I love it when it's less than 40.
45 is that temperature that if it's raining or if there's moisture, then it rains. So that makes it horrible. But you know, if it's cold enough, it snows. I don't mind. But I hate it when it's like when it's just cold enough that it's cold and it rains and then you get wet and you're really cold. Yeah. I don't mind if it's 100 and it's not humid, but like I grew up down south where it'd be 100 and it'd be very humid and it was the miserable thing ever.
Yeah, I grew up in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. All right, somebody close the door. All right, let's get this thing on the road. Stanford Pledge.
I don't like that I have a camera directly.
It won't be for much longer. All right, I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, get out your homework. Magical bunny?
Who said that? Whoever said that, you're grounded.
Oh no.
Don't drown me now. So you're my trainer.
Well, you like, why would you what?
Yes.
I left my notebook in my locker. Can I go grab it real quick?
Hurry up, hurry up.
No.
All right, any questions on the homework? Wait, that's tonight's homework. Let's have how about we have 2.2 instead? Better? All right, what's your question? Let's take a look at number 20. Number 20. All right, number 20 states the following. The ski club has N members who have each paid $3, which totals to $73. Okay, let's think about this logically in our head. Remember, one of the technique is either draw a picture or make an easier problem. Let's make an easier problem. Let's say there are 2 members of the club. How much would that be? Okay, well, how did you figure that out? Okay, so you've just solved the entire problem. So you take the number of members, which in this case was, I mean, in my problem I just gave you, which was 2, and you multiplied it by 3, and you got an answer which is $6. You got the whole thing. You don't put the dollars in the reserve.
But I'm just confused on the decimal.
No, I know, but I mean, you've got the whole answer right here. Nothing's changes except instead of 2, now we know we have how many members? And it's still times 3. I put the 3 on the other side, and we're told how much they get. Right? Doesn't matter, but we're told that they get. Are you having issues the fact that since it says it's $3, they have 63.0?
So are you just supposed to put the decimals on?
Okay, so is the problem in dollars or is the problem in cents as you read it? It's in dollars, right? So when you write dollars, technically there is a decimal. Okay, even when you have 0 extra cents, right? We would still write 63.0 if we wrote that in dollars. Like how many dollars? I got $63.46. This time we have 0 cents. Mathematically, though, give me a number, any number you like. 72. Do you agree that 72 actually is 72.0000? That's the only issue there. Is that when we do math and there's zeros, we're efficient, we just leave them off. But the zeros are still there. All right. Yes.
7.
Numa Stephen. All right, number 7. A number divided by 9 is 333. Where's the equal sign?
So the equal sign is, so then it's between the 9 and the 3.
Okay, so I'm going to put the equal sign, and anything to the right of the equal sign goes to the right, anything to the left goes left. What's the right of the word is?
That is 333.
Okay, so far so good. So what's on the left?
So on the left is 9, but
No, it doesn't say that.
a number divided by 9.
So remember the key words, a number?
Yeah, so we would put a variable.
A variable of your own choosing. What do you want to use?
Let's just go with x.
Okay, so x divided by, was it 3?
It was
9, okay. You could also write it with a fraction bar, x over 9. That's x divided by 9 equals either one's fine. Next year, we will not use a division symbol. We will only use a fraction mark. Yes?
10.
All right. What's your number in the back? You want a question? Okay. Last one, number 10. A number increased by means what? It means add. A number increased by 3 is 2 more than twice. Oh, this one's complicated. All right. Can everyone see what the word is? No fun with that. Well, is the equal sign. What do you want to go, left side first or right side first? Your choice. Let's look at the left side. Left side says a number increased by 3. How do you write that? A number increased by 3. Those are the key words, same as his. A number. Yeah, so what do you want to pick? So x what? X plus 3. So there's a number increased by 3. And on the right side, it says is 2 more than twice the number. How do you write 2 more? And how do you write twice a number? And you're done. That was a hard one. All right, but
Instead of doing 1 through 20 all, I did 1 through 27.
okay, well, don't do that mistake again. All right, let's grade this. Here we go. Now, the odds are always in the back of the book. You should check your work in the back of the book. So I'm going to call out the evens. Number 2, n minus 3 equals 12. Number 4, 12n equals 432. What, you can't get over? I'll give you some help. Number 6, I'm just calling out the evens. N plus 14 equals 41. Number 8, n plus 9 equals 6n. Apparently, book likes n. I always use x, but number 10, n plus 3. Well, I just did it. It's on the board. N plus 3 equals 2n plus 2. Number 12, 25 divided by n equals n, or 25 over n equals n. Number 14, 86 minus n equals 2n plus 4. Number 16, x plus 1,100 equals 2,700. Number 18, yes.
If you flip those around, like
Yeah, that's fine. Number 18, remember an equal sign, right, separates two equivalent expressions. It doesn't matter which one goes on left or right. You want to write the way it reads, the way I call it out, but I would give you full credit. What are we on, 20? Is that right? 18. P plus 25Q, remember this was in dollars, right? I'm sorry, this was in pennies, equals 2,755. If you want to have it in dollars, then it would be 0.01P plus 0.25Q equals 27.55. There's two possible answers. Anybody confused on that? Good, because we've done that a bunch. Number 20, 3n equals 63. All right, 24, last one. Now remember it says 24, 25, all, but you can check the odd ones out. 24, this is nothing but variables. X equals y plus y times x. Yes.
I think 21 and 22.
What did you get?
N plus 1, N plus 2, N plus 3,
Very good, except for one small problem. Give me three consecutive numbers. Just make them up. 3 consecutive numbers.
4, 8, 12.
Okay, those aren't consecutive.
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. If x is your first number, how do you go from 4 to 5?
Plus 1.
Yeah, you just don't add 1. You take what you start with and add 1. You take 4 and add 1 to it. So if you just wrote x plus 1 plus 2, I mean, that.
No, I didn't do that. I put something.
Oh, okay, then you're good. You're good. All right, make sure your names are on them. And someone, now that you know the pattern, go grab the box that says course 1, collect the homework, and grab a friend, pass out. I mean, not literally pass out, but you know what I mean. All right, for everyone else, let's see, what's the next thing we got going on? The calendar, what's the next thing we got going on? Quiz on Wednesday. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Here is your homework for tonight. Yes.
How do you want me to write with this?
As best as you can with your left hand.
Oh, this
That's not going to be pretty. I know that.
You get to do what so many kids get to do in middle school, which is learn how to write with your opposite hand because you break your right hand.
Oh, you got to break it.
Yes, but you know. Oh, I almost screwed up. Thank gosh. Thank you, Jay. You saved the class. All right. New procedure. We start hot lunches today. All right. Who is eating a hot lunch? Right. You brought money or you have already paid? Your mom said you paid online. I'm going to put 2, and I'm going to let you figure it out for today. Supposedly, I'm supposed to collect money, or I'm supposed to count. Those are the 2 things I'm supposed to do. So if you bring in money, so it's your standard thing, which is you can pay ahead type thing, right? So you bring me $20 or something like. I don't give change, so you don't pay for like 1 meal a day. You pay for however many you want, and then it goes to your account, and you go up there. You know your student ID number. You know your student ID number? Okay, cool. Remember, it's on your ID card. That's how you get your lunch. All right. I only showed 2 hands for hot lunch, yes? You too? All right, 3. All right, let me waste some class time and take care of this. You guys chat amongst yourself very quietly. Sorry, e-learners. Last call, I'm typing in 3. You're going to be hungry if you thought you were eating a hot lunch. I got my class out of the way, right? All right, look to your left, look to your right. Who's missing today?
Whoever sits.
That's nobody, right? Parker is now an e-learner. Ace, you sit next to yourself. All right.
Can everybody in a one desk space move around? So cases move what? And then if you're planning on something, like only if they're easy, if you sit with yourself.
All right. Sorry for the delay. Here we go. Okay. So you're going to like today, right? Today builds upon what we just did. I will say I assigned some of the more challenging ones over the weekend for homework. The ones today will not be as challenging as the previous ones. But today is not called writing equalities. It's called writing inequalities. Okay, so 3 objectives. We'll talk about them when we get there. All right, let's go back to equalities. What the heck is an equality? Want to take a shot at it? Go.
It's equal.
What does that mean, though? Yes.
An equation.
What does that mean?
Means that two expressions that are separated by time.
Okay, you're 99%. I would give you an A on that answer. You're missing one small piece. She says it's 2 expressions separated by an equal sign. But when I get to what does it mean, it's like the key foundation of what allows me to put that symbol. Why can I put this symbol?
2 expressions that are equal, separated by.
Yeah, 2 equivalent or equal statements. All right, all that stuff's got to go away. It's going to be a distraction. No, in your bag, please. There's no way you won't be distracted if that please right there. Thank you. All right, put the bag away too. Thank you. Yes, what she said is correct. Correct. Look at the board, please. These are 2 expressions. We have one on the left. We have one on the right. And what an equation says is whatever that stuff is over there, that stuff right there in blue, it literally equals. It's the same thing, maybe not visually, as that stuff, right? 2 plus 3 is visually not the same as 5, visually, right? But 2 plus 3 is 5. So if I just look at the left side all by itself and I simplify, 2 plus 3 is 5, we get that this stuff is the same as this stuff, even though visually they're 2 different things. Yeah.
The first this stuff, instead of 2 plus 3, 4 plus 1.
It could be 4 plus 1. And on the other side, it could be 10 minus 5, right? But all of those, as long as, or I should say, any 2 expressions that have the same values, you get to put that equal sign. That's literally what makes it an equality. Well, if that's what makes it an equality, right, could we put variables in and still have an equality?
Yes.
Yeah. Right? I mean, we've been doing this, right? So all what you wrote last night, typically every one had a variable. So it's not that it just only applies to numerical expressions. It also applies to variable expressions. But this is the harder one to wrap your head around, you paying attention, is that this stuff right there, even though it visually doesn't look like that stuff, if I put that equal sign, I am literally saying it is the same thing. Like, how can an X and a Y be the same? It's not saying that. It doesn't say X equals Y. It says X plus A, whatever that adds up to, is the same as 5 plus Y. Kind of crazy, right? All right, today we're not doing equalities, though. We are doing inequalities. So go ahead, smarty pants out there. Who wants to take a shot at it? Somebody new. Somebody new. You just saw what an equality was. 2 expressions that are not equal. And further, did everybody hear that? 2 expressions that are not equal. Further, an inequality tells you one extra thing. Not only does it say that they're not equal, it tells you which one is bigger. A plus. Good job. All right. So an inequality, you guys have seen these symbols before. Inequality not only says that the left side does not equal the right side, right? That stuff does not equal that stuff. It absolutely tells you which side is bigger. Which side is bigger, left or right? Everybody? Right side is bigger, okay? The same thing works when there's variables. It literally says that the stuff on the left, that stuff, does not equal the stuff on the right. Further, it tells you which one is bigger, X or Y. So I never, ever, ever get 7th graders that come into my class and can't tell me exactly what you just said. But you know what? I have 7th graders that can't tell me what either one of these symbols are.
What?
Because it's one of those things that I don't know. Maybe the lower school teachers don't spend enough time on, but I guarantee you, if I told you right now, I will give you extra credit if you can tell me, don't yell it out, what that symbol is. And that symbol, it won't be 100%, even though 100% of you could have put the right symbol for this one. So let me help you for those of you that are embarrassed, right? Right? Write this down, please, box 1. An inequality are mathematical statements, plural. You're thinking it could be 2, but it can be 3 or 4 or 5. Mathematical statements that say the left side does not equal the right side. Mathematical statements that say the left side does not equal the right side. And when we say left side, we mean left side of the inequality, right side, the right side of the inequality. The inequality, just like the equal sign, is the middle of the inequality or equality, depending on which one you have. Maybe not the physical middle, but we think about it as the middle. Okay, this is the part you should already know. And like I said, I have never run into a 7th grader that couldn't tell me that. Oh, the bigger number goes over here. The bigger number goes over here. But yet I guarantee you in this class, I have kids that don't know what that is called or this is called. They just say, it's one of those signs. I know which way, how to use it. So we need to know how to use it. Why? Because today I'm going to give you the words for those. You got to know which one to write. So back in, I don't know, maybe 4th grade you were exposed to this. What did your teacher show you?
Second. I was exposed to it like the second.
Okay, what did your teacher show you when she first did this? Either Pac-Man or an alligator. I'm an alligator person, right? So the alligator wants to eat the most food. I don't know how they explain it, right? But the opening goes to where the food is, the bigger part of the food, if that makes sense, right? Okay. Now, how do you read it? How do we read in English? Go. How do we read English? Yeah, which direction are you going?
Oh, left to right.
You're going left to right. He went with his finger, right? He did it right. Yeah, we read from left to right. So we read math also. We can read, I should say, from left to right. So as you read this from left to right, you come, okay, we're going back to alligator. You come to his mouth first for this symbol. His mouth is the greater than, right? I don't know what you're going to call that part. It doesn't look like a tail to me, but right, the corner of his mouth, right? You got the opening and you got the closing. I don't want to use the math words for it yet because you haven't been exposed to it. But we don't come to the opening. So if you don't come, as you go from left to right, if you do not come to the opening first, we call that the less than symbol. Okay? If you come to the opening first from left to right, we call that the greater than symbol. For those of you that need to write that, write that. If you're like, I already knew that, I guarantee you there are people in class that would say it backwards. Tonight for homework, in words, they're going to tell you greater than or less than. So you're going to have to know which symbol they're talking about. All right, you ready to blow your brain, right? All right, we're going to play 3 games today.
Yes. Game.
All right, the first game is the easiest one. Guess what you're going to have to do?
What? Math.
Guess what you're going to have to do? Take a guess. You're literally just going to have to pick the inequality that makes this true, right? So I'm not going to insult your intelligence. Pick the bigger number. The opening goes to the bigger number. What's the name of that symbol?
Less than.
Greater than.
See what I mean?
Less than.
I literally did not pay them, and they made a mistake. I have plenty of 7th graders that can't tell me the name of it, but can put the right symbol. So remember, we read from left to right. If you don't come to the mouth, it's called the less than symbol. If you come to the mouth, it's called the greater than symbol. How many people could not do that? Yet I had literally out loud 4 people tell me the wrong answer when I said, what's the name of the symbol? Okay. All right, seems pretty easy. We're going to make it harder. Has anybody done this with 3 numbers before?
No.
You may not remember this. I'm going to throw this word out. You don't need to memorize this. When you have 3 or more numbers, it's called a compound inequality. Compound just means more than 2. Well, it's done exactly the way you would think. I take my magic hand and I cover up the 2. What symbol goes between the 11 and the 8? See, I saw people want to say less than, even though I know they meant that symbol. From left to right, we come to the opening first. Greater than symbol. Now I take my magic hand and I cover up the 11. You're like, no, it's not. 11's right there on your hand. No, imagine it wasn't there. 8 and 2, what's the symbol? All right, now everyone's saying the right thing. Is that hard? No, that's easy. Yeah.
I was thinking one question about it.
That's something I've already covered? Or? Okay, I'll cover it. I'll come to it soon. All right. Easy, and this is, okay, maybe slightly more easy, but certainly not medium, right? All right, it's still easy. Uh-oh, here comes the medium one. All right, you should be able to handle this. All right, it looks weird. Can everyone see the space? Okay, let's think this through. Do both sides have an X? Is it the same letter? Same variable, right? It is. Which side's bigger, left or right?
Left.
Why?
Because it has a +4.
Because it has a +4. So what symbol am I going to use?
The greater than.
And you're done. So easy, still pretty easy, kind of medium. You got to think this one through, right? Oh, they'll make it trickier and they'll put stuff on both sides. It won't be just X and X. It'll be, X plus Y and maybe X minus Y, something like that. Okay? So you have 4 problems. Let's do them together. Let's see. Upper left. Okay, easy, easy, easy. What's the symbol?
Greater than.
Okay. Lower left, I need 2 symbols. Okay. You take your magic hand, you cover up 32, you look 11 and 12. 12 is bigger than 11, so that is the symbol with the opening facing the 12. That's the less than symbol. I take my magic hand, I cover up the 11. Jaden, what's the symbol? That is the less than symbol. Just because this is less than doesn't mean that one has to be less. They could be opposite of each other. You won't see that in higher math, but we will see it this year. All right, thinking caps on. Which side's bigger, left or right?
Left.
Okay, so I need the, very good. And then the last one? All right, now it's not medium anymore. Now it's back to being easy. Is anyone lost on anything up there? All right, do the next 4 all by yourself and no singing the song.
What the heck?
What do you mean, what the heck? That's the one that we just did in class and that you yelled the answer to. You're actually doing this, Bob. You didn't yell the answer. Sounded like you were.
No.
Anybody need help?
No.
No one. No, you can't take a nap. Mondays are hard. All right, here we go, class. You're going to name the symbol as a class. Upper left is? Lower left is? Which one? I'm saying I know there's a few of you out there, you still don't know the names of your signs. No one will make that mistake with the actual symbol, but if I ask you to write the name, which I will not do on a test, but what I will do tonight for homework is I will tell you the symbol, you have to write it down. So it is important that you know how to do this. Yes? Which one? All right, well, you tell me what's the answer here. It is less than. Very good. And the very last one, class, is?
Greater than.
This one's weird because you don't know what Y is. I will tell you, in higher math, the answer could be the opposite, but we're not there yet. We don't know about negative numbers. If Y was negative, then it actually could be smaller. But for this year, until we get to the end of the book, chapter 10, I believe, or 11, we do negative numbers, then we'll be okay with saying that that's true. In case anyone's watching the video like, wait a minute, Y could be negative. Yeah, we don't know about negative numbers yet. All right, got this? That was game number 1. Okay, second game, game number 2. This is the more challenging of the 3. We got to write an inequality. So It's no different than writing your equalities, what you had for homework, basically the last two homeworks. Well, the first one was write expressions, but Friday's night's homework was to write equality. We just need to figure out the words for those symbols. I call these my math gaining symbols, right? Right? So we have to come up with the words, and I don't mean literally less than or greater than, right? I mean other English words. What was the word for equals? Is primarily, right? So what are these words?
Greater, less,
I said other than, greater than, or less than. What are the words?
bigger, smaller.
Okay, bigger or smaller, sure.
Greater,
Lesser or greater. There's a few more. We probably say less than, right, greater than, but it's the same words. Anybody? There's a few other English words we have for it, right? Here are the words. Write this down, please, box 4. Here are the words. Obviously, that's the less than symbol, but there are others. Fewer than. Greater than or, follow the pattern.
More. More than.
More than. Very good. This is the hard one. You may not get this one. Where is the 5?
That is less. Middle.
So guess what the word we're going to use for compound inequalities?
Less than.
Yeah, but 5 is bigger than 4.
Fewer than. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, how are we going to describe 5?
Bigger.
Yeah, but it's smaller than 6. Somebody said it over here.
Fewer than.
So give me the sentence. I forget who said that. No, who said in between? Say, give me the sentence.
Or less than.
You're overthinking it now. Use the word in between.
Between 6.
5 is
Between.
4 and 6. 5 is between 4 and 6. If you see that one, they're saying it's a compound inequality. 5 is between 4 and 6. So you write 4, 5, 6 and put the appropriate inequalities. Now it is generally used that we go from least to greatest. Nothing says we can't go in the opposite direction. We could have written 5, 4, 6 and still put the correct inequalities. And we would still say 5 is between. Well, we'd say 5 is between 6 and 4. Who's lost on these words? That's the one that will catch you if you're not paying attention. All right. But once again, it can be written in the opposite direction. We okay? All right. So here is how it's going to look. Put your pencils down. Watch me do this one. 2 is less than 10. Clearly, the key words there is, keywords are less than. So we're going to start with the less than symbol, right? We start with the less than symbol. We got to make sure we read it. Now, the nice thing is once you have your box set up, whatever's to the left goes to the left. What's to the left of the blue box? 2. So 2 has to go to the left and has to go to the right. I would just take one extra step and make sure you read your inequality. 2 is smaller than 10, or 2 is fewer than 10, or 2 is less than 10, and make sure that that is literally what you wanted to write. All right, more complicated one. Oh boy, look at all those words. Where's the key vocabulary there?
Greater than.
Is greater than. Everybody see is greater than. Oh, by the way, I should have mentioned this before. Could we write this backwards?
Yes.
Is it the same thing as that?
Yes.
Does it still say that 2 is smaller than 10?
Yes.
Guess which way I just read that now? I read it from right to left. So here's the kicker. You can read it from right to left. But if you read it from right to left, that's the direction you go, and you come to that symbol. Now, here's where it gets confusing. Without the 2 numbers, what's the symbol? Without the 2 numbers, what's the symbol? It's a greater than symbol. But if you read this from right to left, now that greater than symbol turns into a less than symbol. How did that happen? Because I'm reading from right to left. If I read this from left to right, 10 is greater than 2. But if I read it from right to left, then the symbol is called a less than symbol. However, if it's just a symbol floating there all by itself, you must read it from left to right. Who's confused? If it's just the symbol, I can't think of any time I would ever ask you this. If it's just the symbol floating by itself, we say call that the greater than symbol. If we read it from left to right, that is the less than symbol. If we read it from left to right, that is the greater than symbol. But if we read from right to left, we'll read all the stuff here. 2 is less than 10. 10 is greater than 2. Yes? You can, yeah, and it's perfectly fine. It's like the question about the equals equations. Can we write it with them flip-flop? Absolutely. The same thing with inequality. However, the opening must point to the larger value. All right, back to this one. A number 2 plus x would equal a number, if I knew what x was, is greater than a number t. Where's the key vocabulary
Good
word?
morning, teachers. This is just a reminder to collect all count for lunches and to collect money, please.
Done.
We need it by 8:30. Thank you.
No, Jaden saved my butt, because otherwise right now I'd be like, oh, I forgot. Because I did forget. All right. Jaden, you remind me every morning. A number 2 plus x is greater than a number t. What's the symbol here?
Greater than.
So I need a greater than symbol. What goes to the left?
2 plus
What goes to the right?
T.
Now you guys are like, this is no big deal. Where 2 class periods ago, this was new stuff to you. Who's lost?
That's smart.
Okay. All right, box 5. Let's do these 3 together. Box 5. Let's do this together. 5 is greater than 4. What's the key vocabulary word there?
Greater.
So draw me a greater than symbol. Left to right, if it's just floating there, greater than symbol. What's to the left of the box?
5.
What's to the right of the box?
4.
And you're done. Yes. All right. What's the key vocabulary word in the middle one?
Less than.
Is less than. Is less than. So we draw an is less than symbol or less than symbol. Ace, what's to the left?
14.
And we put a 14. What's to the right, Ace?
2 plus x.
Boom. Done. Done. Oh, by the way, we will be solving this week.
Yay.
Anybody know what the answer is? Ace?
It's anything above. I know it's anything
You're
that's
close.
13 or above.
No. Anything that is
Oh, above.
not above 13.
14 and 14
How
and
about
under.
Anything
12?
12 and under.
12.
Because 12.1 would make that true. So anything above 12. All right, here we go. Last one. What's the key vocabulary word? You think about that, Ace. Is between. Oh, it's one of those weird ones, right? So we're going to have what? 3 values? What are the 3 values? What are the 3 values that you see there?
And 6 and 12.
And 6 and 12. Is between. It says n is between 6 and 12. 2 options. As you read it, we put the 6 where? As we read it, it looks like the 6 is to the left and the 12 is to the right. Obviously, 6 is smaller than 12, so which way do my inequalities go? Right. Or I should say, what are the 2 symbols I'm going to use? Less thans. Okay. However, you could write it the opposite way, right? And write the 12, then it would be greater than. So, but let's do it the way it reads. All right, you have 3 in front of you, box 6. Do them, please. I'll give you about 30 seconds. How long it should take? 30 seconds.
30 seconds?
Anybody struggling? Which one? What does it say again? Oh, we're about to do that. We're about to do that. That's the next. That's the last thing. Ten seconds. No. Lucky one.
Your lucky watch.
And this is
What
got
good
this
luck,
in 1988.
what good luck has it
Carry
got
on.
you? What good luck has it got you?
Met my wife with this watch. I had both my kids win. No, I just had since 1988. So.
I met my wife. I pulled off my first bank robbery.
No, didn't do that.
Yes. Yes, we have the photographic evidence of that watch.
I had contemplated it, but I'd never done it.
The watch is from the bank robbery.
No.
guys. That's
My
why
dad
it's
From a
was-
jewelry store in Florida. That's where I got it. Okay, here we go.
Love the jewelry
So then
store.
First one. How about in the back? What do you got? Show me with your fingers the symbol.
Oh yeah.
There we go. All right. He showed me the greater than symbol. We good? All right. Also in the back, what do you got for the middle one?
Oh, for another one, I got what did I write?
I don't know. Look at the paper. All right. Hold the chit chat down, please. So as you read it from left to right, you have a greater than symbol for the middle one. I'm waiting for a response. Okay. That's the less than symbol.
Okay, the less than-
Ah, it's the less than symbol.
I just wrote it backwards on that.
Now, you could have written y is greater than a, and that's the same thing, but that's not how it reads, right? All right, last one. Last one. Who wants it?
Me.
What do you got? Gavin?
5 is between X and 20.
Yeah, but that's not how you would read it.
So X, 5. X,
I need symbols.
X is greater than.
That's not how you would read it. We're going to read from either right to left or left. Let's do from left to right. From left to right, what would it read?
5x 23.
Is that what's on your paper? Okay. What do you got on your paper, Ace?
5 is less than X, and X is less than 20.
And nothing wrong with what he said. We would literally just read it from left to right. We would say X is less than 5 is less than 23. So why did you think the X was in the middle?
Yes.
It doesn't say X is between. It says 5 is
Oh.
between. How many people actually got that right? All right, well, that's a lot. Very good. All right, got it? Last game. It's the one that, oh, Mr. C, I don't get the homework. How do you blah, blah, blah. So here's my suggestion for those that work ahead. If you get to something on your homework, right, and you're like, I don't know how to do this. One, take your magical hand, flip back one page, try to look at the examples. You can't figure that out. You take my handout and look to see if I'm about to cover that. Don't ask me to give you an answer before I actually teach it. So this is certainly medium, right? But it's not hard, right? It's kind of more medium. So everybody look at this number line. It's on your paper in box 7. We will only do one example. And my claim is that in one example, we will all figure this out. Let's see if I'm lying. All right, does everybody see where X actually is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aren't you expecting there to be a number right here?
No.
Yeah, you're expecting this to be like 4 or 0 or something. In this case, it's X. Okay? However, X does represent a number. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Are you paying attention?
Yep.
Now you are. X represents a number. We just don't know what that number is. But it is a number line. Tell me anything you know about a number line. Anything. And don't overthink it. What do you know about number lines?
Oh.
Literally, that would be one of them. It's got numbers on them. Give me something else you know about a number line. It places the values from highest to lower, and further, it's a line. I'm going to go with her statement. Yes, absolutely. That's kind of what. Further, she says it places numbers from highest to lowest. Further, take what she said and add to it, because hers wasn't descriptive enough. It could if it was a timeline. From what direction? That's what I was getting. I thought you were going to get that one. It does place them from highest to lowest, or from lowest to highest, or from greatest to least, or least to greatest. But the direction is important. I will insult your intelligence. If you've never paid attention to a number line, the smaller numbers are where?
Behind.
They're to the bigger numbers are to the right. I mean, this is a key point for doing this. The smaller numbers go to the left, the bigger numbers go to the right. You're like, why? Yeah, duh. Well, that's how we're going to solve this. What's this number right here?
X.
Well, it's a variable. It's x. So I don't know what it is. But I do know that these numbers to the left are what? They are what in relationship to x? They are smaller than x. And I know any of these tick marks to the right are. So all we're going to do now is compare this to this. What's this say? E-learners, I'm going to x plus 2. What does this say?
X plus 2.
What does it mean?
X plus 2 on the number.
2 to what?
X.
Well, where is x?
Right there.
So what do you want me to do? It's a number line, therefore, as at least 3 people said, well, then it's got to be 2 places to the. Did anyone not see that x plus 2 will be, well, it starts at x and it gets 2 bigger. So if I get 2 bigger, I wind up right smack there. That's x plus 2. Weird, right? Welcome to pre-algebra and algebra 1 and higher math, where we deal with variables all the time and we're comfortable with it. Well, if this is x plus 2, where's x minus 3?
3 to the left.
Does anyone want to argue it's 3 to the right? Why is it 3 to the left? It's subtraction. And how many am I subtracting? 3. So I start at x and I get 3 smaller. 1, 2, 3. There's x minus 3. Catching on? Yep. Catching on for your homework now? Yep. Who was the other person with the homework question earlier? Malachi, does that answer your question for the homework? Okay. Last one. Uh-oh, there's a lot of stuff written here. What's it say?
X plus 8 minus 1.
Well, what is x plus 8 minus 1?
X plus 7.
Anybody want to argue it's x plus 6 or x plus 9?
It's 6 plus 8.
So where would x plus 7 be?
The right. 7 times.
Or to the right?
5 times.
Either one would work, right? Where did I get that 5 from?
Well, you got to
This was 2. You just told me to go 7 more. Well, that would be 5 more than this one. And who did I just confuse with that? Okay, either one works. Instead of counting 7, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from the x. Either one is fine. Okay? Yes? Who's lost? Yes.
On the homework to it, it says, so do we have to compare the numbers or just put them on a
I
line?
want you to follow the pattern I just did. They're going to give you a variable, and that's your starting point. And then look at the expressions that you're given, and you should be able to figure out whether you're to the right or the left just by looking at the numbers. You feel confident?
No.
Which game was hardest, 1, 2, or 3?
None of them.
They were all pretty easy, right? But this is the one you got to do at least a little bit of thinking on. All right. Those were our things. Let's see. We can determine the relationship between 2 values. That's just greater than or less than. We can write inequality from a sentence, and we can place values on a number line, which seems like an easy thing, except they made an easy concept a bit more challenging by using variables. Any questions on anything I did today?
No.
All right. Grab your books, open them up, get started on your homework. All right. Any questions, e-learners?
Oh, yes. Why did you say what X was really?
Because that's the thing in